All right, welcome back, everyone. Let me get set up here. Couple things I do want to mention just before we get rolling. Excuse me.
Where can I get quotes?
Mute. Before we get rolling, one thing I do want to bring up is, I think many of you know I live in north central Michigan, and it's been an interesting day of like 30, 40, 50 mile an hour winds and driving rain. So I do want to mention just up front, my internet has been spotty at times. So I do just want to keep you in the loop. So if it does kind of get a little bit wonky, the nice thing is the stream will be saved, and it will be, because it saves to my local hard drive. So that's the good news. So I did just want to bring that up just so you knew if we get like 15, 20 minutes and we're in the middle, or maybe you ask a question, and I'm answering it, and then it drops out and you're like, oh man, I was getting my question answered. So the good thing is the replay is recorded to my local hard drive. So I do just want to kind of throw that out there so you know. And then let me get over to the chat here and we'll get to work. Get over, and I wish I would remember to mute. So anyway, thank you everyone. Let's get right to work. What about NIO? What about the red to green pattern? Beautiful. Hey, I like all the questions already. Actually, so I want to bring up a couple things. Busy. I got a lot to talk about tonight. Number one, is this week, we are having a free 1-hour webinar. Link is in chat. We're breaking down Oracle. Oracle daily alerts have been, as the feel free to give me an okay boomer since I will be 40. I'll be 46 in a couple weeks. So you can joke. But as the kids like to say, Oracle daily alerts have been lit. They have been incredible. MIK on Friday, and I'll get this light fixed too. I do kind of like how heavenly I look at times, but I will try and get that light fixed. But anyway, FYI, and did I just freeze or not? Or is that just on my end? Oh no! That might be my internet issues. So I'm going to get to the questions. Let me pull down the webcam. And let me try and push that back. And if it locks up again, yeah, looks like no webcam. It looks like it died on me. So we'll move on without the web. I would rather go on without the webcam than have you look at me doing the air quote sign for the next 25 minutes. So anyway, Oracle daily alerts have been lit. MIK on Friday had a buy signal at 655 with a target price of 685. Let's jump to MIK on Friday. Jump back to that 2-day chart. And Look at that. I mean, 6:55 buy signal right here in that morning break, which is, also basically was a high a day. That's what I love about a lot of these ideas is their midday as well as high a day breaks. Look at that 6:50 break right here into the kind of noon window. MIK proceeded to go to 890. I mean, $2 plus a share, and you could have sold all the way up. I mean, you're never going to get the top or the bottom. Obviously, you're never going to buy the bottom. You're never going to sell the top. But I mean, if you took that Oracle alert at 650, I mean, you had $2.04, basically $2.50 of range to sell into. And maybe you took 50 cents. Maybe you took $1. Maybe you took $1.50. But I mean, pretty wild. And so this email hits at 10 a.m. every Monday, or every day, not every Monday. I was thinking the YouTube lives, but every day in your inbox. And this is Fridays, okay? And I'm not cherry picking. I'm going to show you the last 2 days, okay? I know what, a lot of people are always like, oh yeah, you cherry pick, you pick the ones that work, you ignore the ones that don't work. I'm giving you Fridays and I'm showing you today's. So I can't show you 500 days of Oracle daily alerts. I want to show you the last two. MIK, buy at 650. Again, the cool thing about Oracle alerts, they give you a potential exit if the trade doesn't work. So it guides you through the trade. And then the target price, I mean, the goal was 685 and the stock hit 890 and basically went straight up. So we're going to be talking about this on Thursday night, okay? That link I dropped in chat. Live, breaking these things down. Free, jump in there, okay? I mean, it's one of those things where, I talk about this a lot. I mean, if you're not willing to put in the time to watch all these webinars, to show up, to ask questions, to push back. I mean, hey, I like pushback. I like being, driven to get better as an instructor, as someone that teaches the software, as someone that teaches traders. I mean, that if you're not willing to put in that time and show up to these YouTube lives, listen to the podcast. I mean, steadytrade.com is the podcast. I do that every week. There's a free webinar every single month. I'm not willing to show up for these things. I mean, and then you'll say, trading doesn't work, or it doesn't work for me, or nobody makes money day trading. But if you put in the time, I've got this graphic of the hockey stick of success or hockey stick of learning. That is something that you got. It's so front loaded. If you put in the time and the energy and the effort on the front side, when you're at that foot of the hockey stick, all of a sudden, years later, the hockey stick goes vertical. So anyway, be there Thursday night. Today's alert, IMGN. Or I'm sorry, not IMGN, INSG. Right here it is. Potential buy at $7.22. Price target of 8. Stop loss at 675. This is in your inbox at 10 a.m. Let's take a peek at INSG. And this was the alert today. Hit a high of 762. Didn't hit 8 today. Okay, it didn't hit 8 today, but it closed up 5%. Hey, who's near a 52-week high? What if we get a little 5G related news? All of a sudden this thing's pushing through and you hit the goal. But worst case scenario, let's say worst case scenario, you took that 722 buy, you're still into that 2 p.m. window, you're still up 40 cents a share. I mean, not peanuts, okay? We're not talking about trying to make 2 or 3 cents a share or 10 cents a share shares. And you're up 40 cents 40 cents a share. Not bad. Not bad with a small account. Keep that in mind, that these alerts, and it's pretty cool how consistent they are. And that's just the last 2 days, because that's what I want to focus. Well, I want to go back 6 months ago and cherry pick. I'm just trying to give you the 2 most recent ones. All right, what is the red to green pattern? Ken Griffith. So it's simple. Let me bring up a drawing I did last week. So here's a drawing I did on a webinar last week, and I'm gonna walk you through this. So this is ticker agnostic, as they say. So this isn't any specific ticker, but you're asking what the red to green pattern is. I'm going to give it to you. So this is what I call the whiteboard, okay? And forgive my drawing skills aren't ideal, okay? But I've had a bunch of you ask me this, so I did want to talk about this, and I actually did this on a webinar last week. So what we're looking for on a red to green type setup is, it's all right here, a steadily uptrending stock over multiple days in a strong bull market. The SPY is breaking out every day, which it has been. Today we were like 0.5% red, but we're looking for a steadily uptrending market. Ideally, the stock is at or around 52s or at least a multi-month breakout. I prefer 52-week breakouts, but if you can get a 3-month, 6-month, 9-month breakout, that's almost as good. Prefer to have news with earnings is always best. How many typos do I have here? But anyway, we want news. We want something moving it. Think about Rite Aid, okay? Rite Aid was a killer red to green for a week. Had earnings. Earnings winners are always the best red to greens. Then we're also looking for high volume with it well over the 60-day average. Jeez, oh Pete. So when I do these whiteboard drawings, I'm typing really fast, so forgive the typos. I'm trying to do it as fast as possible in a 30-minute webinar, but that is the 60-day average. Nevertheless, the stock closes at the high of the day, closes around a 52-week high or a multi-month breakout. So it closes strong. Could be up 10%, 20%, 30% on the day. When we look for that red to green pattern, what we're looking for is that stock to prove itself. And this is a concept I talk about on these webinars all the time. When the stock gaps down, so a red open is a gap down. That's the weak open. You don't buy that. When you have all these criteria in play, you're not buying the gap down. You're waiting for that stock to stabilize. Okay? Stabilize, hold, start grinding higher, and then go green on the day. So then you're looking to buy as the stock proves itself and re-breaks out. Because now you've just flipped from the sellers in control to the buyers in control. When the stock gaps down and is downtrending, the sellers are in control. But when it downtrends, and notice in this drawing, okay, I'm not way down here, okay? I'm not down here. It dips a little bit. Maybe it's a couple percent, maybe it's 5%, but it starts to base, then grinds higher and breaks green on the day. Now, they don't all work, okay? That's something that I think sometimes a lot of newer traders misunderstand is they think, well, every stock that goes red to green will work. Well, no. Look at, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 criteria that makes this a good red to green. Then the price action, remember, only price pays. That's what determines your entry or exit. If it drops 40% at the open, it's not a red to green because the odds of it going red to green on the day are so slow or so low. I mean, it's almost impossible for a 30, 40, 50% gap down to go green on the day. It's just not going to happen. But if it dips a few percent and grinds higher, then there's a possibility. What kind of impacts do the election years have on the market? Not much. I haven't seen a short squeeze since you talked about it. Uber, maybe you missed SVRA today or FCEL. SVRA was a beautiful short squeeze into the close today. Perfect, about as good as they get. And FCEL. I mean, FCEL closed at 160 and went to 2 in the after hours, and SVRA closed at 520 and hit 620 in after hours. Man, is this all... Geez, is it this bad on the stream? Oh, okay, maybe I need to refresh. Again, guys, if the stream isn't great... Okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. NIO was incredible. I mean, earnings winners. I mean, news came out at 6:38 a.m. This thing broke 325. I mean, look at that. Once this thing broke that 325 multi-month resistance, off to the races. I mean, man, I could not believe NIO hit 510 today. Pretty wild. But you get that big gap up on earnings. Everyone hates this stock. Everyone hates the ticker. And what's great about this is, I tell you, I know everyone thinks the magic is to trade the market open. Everyone loves to trade the market open because they see all the volatility. They see all the big moves. And they're like, I want to trade at 9:30 a.m. But, I mean, man, look at how you had that big candle, consolidates, and then breaks. That 10 a.m. candle is, in my opinion, and you can differ if you want, I think that's the best entry of the day with risk on VWAP. You buy that 325 break at 10 a.m., you're risking 305, okay? 310 fail. You're risking 15 cents a share at that point on an earnings winner on a heavily shorted stock. Everyone hates NIO for good reasons, okay? I mean, NIO should be hated. Terrible company, super sketchy, but they beat on revenue, they beat on earnings, and look at the volume. I mean, the volume is the biggest thing on NIO. 400 million shares traded. I mean, seriously, you think a stock trading 400 million shares on the day? I mean, that's the end of the day. But even early in the day, when you're trading 100 million shares a day, you think this stock is going to drop in the morning? There's just too many buyers. Now, you have to have a stop. You have to have a plan. But come on. 100 million shares mid-morning and it breaks the high of the day? When they beat on earnings and on revenue? Woo! What are the statistics of Oracle giving you a positive outcome? William Shep, good question. I haven't tracked every single one, but would be a great thing. You know, William Shep, what I would say is test it. You know, test anything. So In the time and sales box, what do the three colors mean? Red, white, and green. In your time and sales, a red print. So we're looking at the prints here. Actually, let me simplify. So if we're looking at a red print, that is a down tick from the previous price. So you can see here on NIO at 7, I brought up, I was going to bring up a live time and sales, and it's 8:20 p.m. So market's closed, and after hours is closed. So notice, let's start here. $3.99 print at $759.49. It's white. That means it's unchanged from the previous print. Right here at $759.52, it's green. That means it's an uptick. Notice 1 cent higher. Uptick, then $759.53. It's red, downtick. $759.53, green, uptick, downtick, then unchanged. So I think that's the best way to explain it. Green is an uptick versus the previous print. Red is a downtick versus the previous print. And then white is unchanged against the previous print. Can we apply red to green to NIO? No. George Soros. And again, George Soros, thank you for being back. I love your username. I don't consider NIO a red to green, George. Why? Let me bring up the drawing. It didn't close near the high of the day. It was way off of the high of the day. So this is not what we look for on a red to green. So go back to the whiteboard drawing. This is the close on a red to green. A red to green needs to close near, at or around the high of the day for the pattern to be in play. NIO was incredible today, but it closed $1.40 off of its highs. There's other patterns to apply here, and I'm still very interested in NIO because of the volume. I mean, there aren't many penny stocks that trade 433 million shares. I mean, what's the dollar volume on that? Let's assume an average price of $350 times 433 million. That's 1.2 billion in stock traded. I didn't trust the decimal point, but I could do it in my head. That is insane. $1.2 billion traded hands on NIO today, roughly, assuming a $3 average. So there are other patterns, specifically VWAP hold high days, just like on SVRA. Breaks of previous days highs. I mean, but this is not what I would call a textbook red to green. Sorry. Will there be a play on NIO from long side? Yeah, especially if it gets the breaks yesterday's highs. Whoa, tons of comments. Thank you, everyone. One Life, One Chance says that's the worst explanation of a red to green move. Thank you, One Life, One Chance. I appreciate it, One Life, One Chance. Any chance you can have a steady trade podcast on other traders? Yeah, we do that a lot, West Coast. West Coast, we have a lot of guests. And we got a bunch planned in 2020 for sure. So just keep listening, West Coast. We've done a bunch in the past. We've had, we've had Michael Good, Stephen Ducks, Roland Wolf, Jack Kellogg, Matt Owens, Grittani. We've had a ton. So West Coast Wizard, we'll definitely have more guests. So. Jay, you can use Oracle Daily Alerts without without an STT subscription. Nathan Harper says, you say you don't like trading in after hours. A lot of stuff runs after the close, and there's good gainers. Have you not seen success in after hours, or you just want to get away from the computer? Nathan, most of it is, I just want to get away. Nathan, something I think a lot of traders fall into the trap of is just being chained to the computer. I get up at 4:30 a.m. every day. 4:30 a.m. I start running scans. I start reading the news. So by the time 4 p.m. rolls around, I've been at it, 11 and a half hours. And it's just, at that point, I'm ready to get outside. I'm ready to do other stuff. So the answer to the question, Nathan, is the latter. It's just, when I'm 11 and a half hours in, I'm just ready to, especially like in the summer and stuff, it's like I'm just ready to detach. So. Never Too Old says, having better luck after the morning rush seems to be easier to figure out price action. Never Too Old, I beg people to avoid that first 15 minutes. I just think it's tough. So. Nitro wants to short NIO at 6. Listen, NIO, again, it's a piece of crap. Yeah, in my opinion, NIO is doomed over time. Now, just be careful getting stuck on the front side, okay? NIO is terrible. It is terrible, okay? But Nitro, if it spikes to 6, I like your idea. So. Like your plan, Nitro. Virenda Kumar, great question. Does Oracle alert OTC stocks as well? Virenda, not that often. Now, why? So part of the Oracle algorithm is volume, okay? So Virenda, and Virenda, I love this question. I still get it. I know I keep apologizing, but this light is terrible. I'll fix it. A significant criteria in Oracle selection is pre-market volume. So Virenda, most of the time, OTC stocks don't have much volume in pre-market. Every now and then you'll have a liquid stock in pre-market, but not very often. So full disclosure, Virenda, not very often. Just because OTCs just don't trade that much in pre-market. So part of the algo is looking at the volume. And if there's not much volume, the algo doesn't pick the stock. Now, if there's some crazy liquid OTC in pre-market, yes. But we just don't see that many of them. So. Lamont Black, again, NIO, I'm assuming we're all adults here. LeBlanc, NIO caught a lot of people with the pants down, okay? Everyone thought NIO was this sketchy Chinese, whatever that was going to zero. And when that earnings report hit, I mean, I want to be clear. When I talked about how amazing NIO was, it wasn't because I'm going to buy one of their crappy electric cars. You will probably never, ever, write this down. You'll probably never see in your lifespan one of their cars. But when you get these plays, when everyone is like, it's going to zero, I'm going to short, I'm adding. And then you get that report that, it's not terrible. That's when you get people trapped. And that's why NIO went from 250 to 511. It didn't double today because of, the great fundamentals and the future prospects of the company. But you can spot these. And if you take 50 cents a share or $1 a share, who cares? Who cares what the stock does over the long term? That's trading. Most of what we do is short-term related. So, all right, everyone. Keep in mind, let me get you some links here. Would love to see you on the webinar on Thursday night. Ken Griffin says it might spike to 7 before 0. Ken Griffin is wise. Ken Griffin founded Citadel Management. Oh, I tell you, I love these webinars. I get George Soros here, and I get Ken Griffin. I mean, two of the most successful hedge fund managers in the history of the world are on my webinars. So, also, if you would like to check out what I do every day, twice a day, definitely check out Stocks to Trade Pro. Love what I do. Love teaching trading. It's my passion. If you know my bio, I had a business for 15 years, got bored, found consistency in trading, always loved teaching. And I mean, come on. If you can't tell my enthusiasm for this stuff after ranting and raving for 35 minutes, but definitely check out Stocks to Trade Pro. Would love to see you Friday night or Thursday night. And if I don't, we'll see you next Monday night. Have a great week, everyone. Have a great New Year's. Don't celebrate too much. I'll be in bed at probably 10 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and I'll be back up at 4:30 on New Year's Day. So, but anyway, have a great week, everyone. Hope to see you Thursday night. Hope to see you in Stocks to Trade Pro. Market is amazing right now. And see you next time.